Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who knows what time it is for you? I don't. I don't know when you're watching this. But here it's morning. So that's what I'm wishing you. Happy morning. Happy morning. Good morning. Yeah. Whatever that is. So, hey, today it's day 18. Day 18 of 45 days to help you find a rhythm of leadership that it fits you like a glove. Sorry about the phone here today. I got it a little bit wacky. Let's see, is that better? Yeah, okay. All right, I'm driving. Pay attention to where you're driving, Glenn. So here we go, day 18. We are in module 2, which is how leaders manage everyday processes. They guide people to be their best, and they drive change. They look for opportunities, avoid the icebergs in the path, and they drive change to make things better. Today we're talking about the letter R. Today's brought to you by the letter R, if you remember Sesame Street. Yeah, it is brought to you by the letter R, and that letter R stands for, we're going to use R for a couple of words today. We all know the phrase, if you've done any reading at all, if you've gone to any leadership seminars, right? You've heard leaders are readers. Well, that is very, very true. But let's expand on that a little bit. Leaders are readers. They are researchers. Leaders review. And leaders record and review because they want to come up with results. Lots of R's there, right? But it helps us remember. What's the word? A mnemonic? I don't remember how it's pronounced. That word that is their memory techniques. So using alliterations, lots of words that begin with the same letter, is a pretty good memory technique, and let's use it to our advantage. So leaders do a lot of study and a lot of researching. Critical aspect of leadership is to see what are other people doing? What are other people doing that I agree with? What are other people doing that I don't agree with, that don't fit with my principles, don't fit with the principles I live by, and don't fit with my values? Or which ones do? And you know, the interesting thing is the more you research this, the more you will get in touch with your values. A lot of people, it astounds me the number of people that don't even know what values are. In fact, I'm creating a course on that to know your value and know your values. So many people have not the slightest clue what things they value in life and what value they bring to life. That's very important. The more you do reading from others, the more you will get in touch with what things do I value? What's important to me? What principles do I want to live by? You'll run any people who have taken the time to write a book typically have taken the time to get a sense of what things matter to me and how can I contribute to this world. So I left one out. Leaders also recognize. So let's move on a little bit here. Leaders will research risk possibilities. An important factor here at this stage of what we're talking about, leaders not only research risk for an upcoming project, they continue to keep an eye out. They continue to research risk that may be on the horizon for the ongoing. And this may be just the mundane, everyday process, the standard operating procedure, but leaders are careful to keep an eye out for how can I spot risk in these scenarios. The other thing leaders are doing is they're always recognizing, they will recognize rewarding opportunities. Leaders always have an eye out for possibilities that are coming. And if they have done a good job of leading in other areas, they will have the resources available to take advantage of rewarding opportunities. So leaders put the R word to work a lot. They read, they research, they recognize risk, they research risk, they recognize rewarding opportunities. They do a lot of work with that letter R. Now, leaders will also they'll research and read and research, and then they will record results of what they have read about, record the results of their reading. So they record in a journal and then they review frequently, or at least regularly. Let's use that R word again there. They will review with regularity what they have written. So R sound, but that one starts with a W. Now, I've often said to people, this is a phrase I use a lot, and I use it a lot because it is so powerful. And that's this, that if you have an idea in your head and you think you've got a grasp on it, or you're learning something new, I really, really encourage you. I can't tell you how this is so important. Learn to write it down. If it's a big idea, learn to write it out. There are all kinds of apps and software that you can get for free or next to free that can help you sort out your thinking. Just do a little app search in one of the stores. But wow, this is a very, very important concept, to be able to write out your thoughts. Because what I typically tell people, if you can't put it in writing, you don't really understand it. You might think you have a grasp, but you don't really understand if you can't put something in writing. Pardon that scrunch sound you hear every now and then. We're getting rain that gets harder, and then it gets light, and then it gets harder, so I have to keep changing the speed of the wipers. Sorry about that. My wife's Acura has a nice feature. Somehow it senses how much rain there's coming, and it'll speed the wipers up or slow them down. It's like, do we have to do anything anymore? Pretty soon, I guess not. We'll just get in the car and read a book or take a nap or whatever, and the car will tell us when you're there, wherever there is. So now back from our commercial interruption. So the thing is, leaders will read and record and review. And getting a journal, or even a couple of journals. I have different journals personally. I journal with my finances, which I've never been good with finances, but I keep working on it. I'm not going to give up. I will get better and better. But I have a journal for my spiritual life. I have a journal for kind of how work is going, family. But at least one journal is a good idea. Some people think differently, and they might think of, well, it's all integrated anyway, so I'm going to put it all in one journal. Hey, I'm good with that. But just do it. Just write. Write your thoughts. Record your thoughts. So to wrap this up, leaders are successful because they take the time. They take the time to record, to read, to research risk, to recognize rewarding opportunities. They take the time. And I'm going to do, as soon as we're done with this 45-day thing, I might be ready to do a whole time stewardship process couple day thing. It's so valuable to learn, and it really isn't difficult. It's just a matter of sticking to it. But you need to set aside time to be able to read, research, record, review, recognize, watch for risk. All of those things, you have to have time. And if you're running like a chicken with your head cut off, if you think you're the only person that can achieve things. This is why all of these leadership principles and concepts all work together. Because if you're not willing to take the risk to develop people, to take time away from you doing the work in your business, in your life, in your volunteer activities, whatever it is, wherever you're leading or having influence, if you're always about the task and you're not about developing others, delegating authority, letting other people have a try at doing these things, you're going to find out that you're never going to get there. You're never going to have the time to do it. You see, and I guarantee somebody listening to this video has already said, I don't have time for all that stuff. I got a business to run. I got a family to operate. I got a church to pastor, a volunteer organization to lead, a platoon to command. I got something to do, and I can't do all this. You must find time if you're going to be successful. If you're going to keep moving forward, if you're not going to be stuck in the mud, you have to make time. You can't, there's no time to find. Everybody gets 24 hours. It's the great equalizer. But you must make the time. All right, that's it for today. Day 18 of 45 days to find your leadership rhythm. Today was brought to you by the letter R. Read, research, recognize, review, results, rewarding, risk. All of those R's have to be understood and utilized by the effective leader and influencer. I want you now to reach down below this video, another R word, reach down below this video and hit that like button, and please subscribe to the channel. If you want notifications, hit that blue bell and you'll be notified when a new video is up. And we have 27 more to go in this series, a couple minutes each day to better leadership. So do that for me. And if you want any coaching, a lot of people hear this information, but even though we take 7 or 8 minutes, sometimes longer, you're just skimming the surface. There's so much to learn in application, and I'm happy to help you with that. So you saw my email address on the screen. Email me, glenn@thereturnofman.net, if you'd like more help. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.